So, I'm just gonna ask you to state your name towards the camera, and you can look at me or the camera, and this is all very casual, just wanting the truth as you understand it in your life.
The truth. Whoa.
Well, like what your opinions. There's no wrong or right answer. It's just,
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so we'll be pretty casual, and we might float between some topics.
All right, great.
Cool.
My name is George Lee Moore. I'm a professor of philosophy, so it's a loaded question to ask me about truth. I guess momentarily I'll cite Martin Heidegger, who said truth is unconcealedness. And it's as if what Heraclitus, the pre-Socratic philosopher, said, that truth loves to hide. So we unconceal as we go. Being is becoming, and we're mortal, and we're in time. And so we're uncovering the truth, if we so please or intend to do so.
Wow.
So there are new truths. It's a constellation. It's not like there's one truth with a capital T, and there's many in play.
At all times for
Yes.
everybody.
Well, I think that there is a great masking and hiding and deception and deflection. There's fear of the truth, and it is in a way that our fallenness, we're falling away from ourselves and standing back and thinking that we might get an advantage, or we might amplify our self-interest, and it's our, I don't know, it's such a shame. Shame. The sham is a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been thinking a lot about that because, that's actually not what we're talking about today. It is right now. But just because I had a friend who she lives very far away from the truth.
Yes.
And it keeps biting her, but she doesn't change. It's just very weird to be in her world and be her friend and be supportive.
Very few people are pursuing new truths. It's such a risk, and it takes courage and daring, and it's so disappointing. If it's disappointing to all of us.
Yeah.
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 And love might be the startlement of two souls in awe before a new truth. If I'm not waxing too poetic.
I like it. So I want to ask you about what's your most valued possession that you have?
I would want to avoid it because I would not want to first value a possession. And my first response might be my soul. But then I don't possess, well, in a sense, I create it as I go. I'm concealing my own soul as I go. If I were to be literal about it, let me think. I suppose my guitar.
Okay.
That's my cell phone.
Oh.
It's really corny.
I love
Rock and
that we're
roll,
talking this deep, and then
the guitar, and then
yes,
yes, it's synchronistic, I'm sure.
And so, was your guitar a gift, or?
Oh, I've been playing the guitar for a very long time. In fact, I try not to be fussy about the make of the guitar. It's got to play in tune all the way up and down the neck. And it's really the music that comes out of it and through me that I honor more than the possession of a guitar.
Okay. Did you read in the paper about the musician, violinist in Milwaukee who had his violin?
Stradivarius
Yeah.
stolen? Yes. I was so much more interested, for some reason, in Pussy Riot and the response to Putin's Russia. But I saw, the stealing of it, but I didn't read the account. I just started reading it and I moved on.
Yeah, we were just kind of thinking about that today, about, what do they want to hold? Like, what would you do if your guitar is your most valued possession, what would you do to keep it? How important, what would you give up?
I work on that. I'm kind of a private stoic about not wanting to possess something that badly. And I edit my things down, and I intentionally don't have really valuable things. Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching said, keep the jewel to your heart, you know. I would not own a Stradivarius. I mean, but I'm not a classical musician in an orchestra. But I don't think that, I think it's a grave error to value possessions over one's soul, self, the discovery of one's own psyche as one goes, you know.
So you're saying that you're kind of paring down your physical possessions?
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah,
At the
I
end
am too, actually. I live in a large space, and I'm a performer, so I've just kept lots of things. But let me ask you this, so as you remove more things, do the things that you keep become more valuable?
They're mostly about jogging my memory. What's remarkable about writing is that, unlike a photograph, I mean, I look at photographs and sometimes it's bits of writing. Let's say I was writing in Morocco and I had this little scrap of paper and I had this insight, I wrote it down. I might keep that, or I might keep, let's say, a train ticket. But the writing, I can remember when I wrote it, and the whole scene kind of opens up, almost like Proust's Madeleine, where the whole world opens up when you have this creative memory.
Yeah.
And to me, it's about trying to remember and the creative process more than the possessions, and honing things down. I don't want, you know, at the end of Wittgenstein's life, for instance, he was living on the Scottish coast and he had nothing, and he had this little shoebox, and he would drop fragments of pieces of paper into the shoebox, and then he died of cancer, and they collected it and called it the Zettel, like a notebook. And I don't think I need, or Diogenes, who lived in a funeral vase and hung out with dogs and was mocking everybody. That's where cynic comes from, the Syrian.
I didn't know that.
Oh. So I'm careful about possessions. I mean, I'm influenced by Thoreau's Walden and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and I think I hit Marx too early and too hard. Got into a Trotsky phase, you know. So, you know, in asking me about possessions, you're probably asking someone who's really struggling not to possess, but to be and to become. However overblown that might sound, you know.
Oh, no. So let me ask you, when you were a kid, did you have anything that you ever lost that was really of value, like a physical object?
I didn't lose that much as a kid. I can't remember.
Or had taken, or were
one time, after my first girlfriend, I stayed with my high school girlfriend until my early 30s, you know. And I was so upset I lost this gigantic poetry notebook on the subway because somebody said, you should go to this party and meet a girl. And like, I was so flustered, and I went all night long in the subways, but I kept on falling asleep and ending up in the wrong places. And it was this, and I lost that notebook, you know.
During that night? Or
Yeah.
That's why you stayed on the train?
Looking for it, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So one of the things that we're doing with this project is we're having people sort of position themselves in the same position as newspaper articles or photographs from newspapers. So today we want to green screen you, if you're okay with it, on this picture of when they recovered the violin.
Oh, whoa, okay.
So, but you can just stay in your chair. And I don't know, Sophie, if you need to be up to take a photo.
Yeah. We're ready for the photo?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I could probably, we could probably continue this conversation for a really long time because it's actually almost the opposite of what we were thinking we might talk with people about.
Oh, the story of my life, you know.
Yeah. No, it's interesting to have the first person that we talk about possession and loss and finding things and that you're on a path of releasing things.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
All right. Good. I hope as a preamble, I'm not
it's awesome.
a refutation or something.
Yeah. So we're doing a little bit of a make-believe or a game. It's like, would you mind just to take yourself back in your memory of that night, which sounds a bit
Horrific.
Yeah. It sounds like a short film. Just take yourself back in that emotional state and let us take a picture.
Of having lost it,
Yeah.
and then do I get an after, like having found it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Your picture is going to be the front page of New York Times today.
Ah, I get the Times.
I
So.
think that, yeah.
Wow.
No?
Yeah,
Do I have
yeah.
do I have Milwaukee policemen?
No.
Okay. So
You don't need to, like, the picture.
pose as the violin or
No, you're posing, yeah, he doesn't need, that's cool for you to see what the background is, but you don't need
Right.
to take into account, you don't need to do
Thank you.
anything because
Right.
of the backgrounds. Yeah, so, but that's just, so we'll have it look like you're in that room.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, ish. Yeah, but so the only thing you have to, or the only thing we'd like you to do
Is bereft to the violin
no,
or the
of
notebook?
your notebook, your
Okay.
story, yeah.
So I look bereft now.
Yeah, just put that, just put that emotion back in your body and just sit with that. If you can imagine the sound of the train and the opening and closing of doors and the confusion and just
I
gonna.
cheer up looking at you, so I have to.
You can look at me because, yeah, if that helps.
Okay. I think I was down like this. This
Probably,
hangdog kind of
yeah.
countenance weighing down to hell.
That's good. And so is it working out all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have this black here.
No idea.
Looks kind of cool, but it's
You can set your stuff down on this chair if you like.
Looking sad still?
Yeah, I just want to make sure she got that one and then we'll do. So,
I think it's fine. I think it's, yeah? Yeah. Okay.
so we'll do, then let's let you release that out of the world. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a choice. You can either take your, we're gonna do another picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
We're just gonna do the opposite side. So if you want to either imagine you got the notebook back, or imagine how awesome it feels when you release the objects like you're doing now.
All right,
You
good,
know, like
good.
when you release those into the world, just like the freedom, lack of responsibility that it provides. The joy.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why there's a black weird thing.
There's a big black monolith that's.
No, you show him that. It's great.
Oh, great, fine.
Yeah, it's really fun. I like that one. Cool.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Really relaxed, although I could probably talk, just hear more about it, but
All right, good.
yeah, it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks
Will
for
anything
coming.
happen to the video?
Well, we're not sure exactly how we're using it. Right now, we're looking at taking the text, and we're having a live show where there's a broadcast, and so we're using some of the text will be part of what the newscasters are speaking.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we'll have a very deep and
Yeah, there will be a fragment in there from this story.
yeah.
Good.
And then we might use the pictures around the space, or use video, we don't know 100% yet.
No.
Because we're still in process through near the end of March.
22nd.
Yeah.
March
Columbus
22nd?
Day, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a flyer?